Record to computer, perfect. Okay, let's get started. What's up, Fit Fam? For those of you that don't know me, I think all of you do. My name is Jason Harris, aka Coach FitPro J, your diet-free fat loss specialist. I've been there, done that, and now I help entrepreneurs and professionals turn their mom and dad bods into oh my god bods, without overwhelm, by keeping it simple, keeping it moving, and keeping it real. Thanks for joining us. Tonight, I have with us Britt of BrittChemlaJones.com. We're going to discuss why and how to get your Zen on. We're going to talk about the mind-body connection in relation to yoga, meditation, and Reiki energy healing. Britt, would you mind introducing yourself to the members of the group here so that they know who you are and what you do?
Sure. Hi, my name is Britt Chemla Jones. I am a energy healer, a Reiki master. I'm also a yoga teacher and a meditation teacher. And I work with my clients on Zoom by combining those three modalities, the yoga, the meditation, and the energy healing, to align body, mind, and spirit, so that everything can be in alignment and we can feel great in the body, we can have a calm mind, and we can release any energetic blocks that are in the energy body.
Awesome. Thank you for that. So let's see here. Before we get into what we're going to get into tonight, does anybody on here have any questions about Reiki, energy healing, meditation, or yoga at all, or how they might connect? Does anybody have any questions?
I don't know what that Reiki is.
Okay.
Okay. We'll make sure to get into that. I'm going to write that down. I know that she's going to talk about that and get that answered. Any other questions? No? Okay. So let's do this. Britt, do you want to talk about the link between a person's thoughts, attitudes, and behaviors in relation to their physical health? Maybe we'll start there with the actual body.
Yeah. So, for most of Western medicine, the body and the mind have been treated separately. Like if the body gets sick, it used to be that we would only treat the body. Like if the body was a machine that had broken down, and we would fix whatever needed to be fixed, with no concern at all as to the patient's frame of mind. And then a few decades ago, that shifted, and doctors started to realize how important it was that the patient be in a positive frame of mind. And so research started being done on, how does the mind impact the body, the physical body? And we started to realize that stress had an incredibly strong impact on the physical body, especially chronic stress. So if you're stressed out all the time, it will affect your body in lots of different ways. So a typical one would be high blood pressure caused by stress, but also low immunity. So you're more likely to get sick if you're stressed out. Digestion becomes sluggish when we're stressed out. We are more fatigued, and at the same time, we can't sleep. So we get insomnia when we're stressed out. More aches and pains, more headaches. So all of these things working together, where you just basically feel like crap. Your body is achy. You're not digesting your food properly, so your metabolism is not great. You have a headache. You're in a grumpy mood. Heart rate is elevated. All of that is going to contribute to having a physical body that is not healthy, and also not feeling excited about nutrition or working out. When we feel that bad, we're just not going to feel motivated to go to the gym or to eat something really healthy. So it's really important to make sure that there is not too much chronic stress in our life, so that we can be healthy in all sorts of different ways.
Yeah, so excellent. So I mean, even when you listen to different types of music, doing different activities, or not even doing activity, just listening to different types of music can even have an effect on how you feel. I think that's something that a lot of people can relate to. What's something else that someone could think of that relates to your thoughts or emotions in your physical, the way you feel? Can anybody else think of something else? Okay, I'll talk about, for instance, like she mentioned about like eating and digesting correctly, right? If you're all stressed out, or have you ever tried to rush to eat a meal because like something's going to happen, or you just need to rush? it doesn't go down so well. Or has anyone had that experience before? I have.
Yeah, and actually, it's like you never even tasted what you ate because you're not in the right
Exactly.
frame of mind. And just like the positive thinking, like it has a lot to do with, like, say, if you have cancer and you're having treatment, and then if you don't have the right frame of mind, they say that it's not going to help you. If you think positive, you'll have positive results.
Exactly. That's an excellent example of how your attitude or thoughts or how you behave actually interacts with the actual body and your physical self. And I think a lot of people don't think of that. They're just so busy. And that's another problem too, right? Just being busy going through a life and nonstop, and you just don't
It's
take
the
a second.
American way.
Right? The Western way, right? And
Yeah.
you know, we're the most messed up country as far as people, their physical bodies, right? You know, that's part of it anyway. We won't get into the whole food system. That's a whole nother Zoom. We'll get into that at a different time. But yeah, exactly. So okay, any other thoughts or anything on that before I move to the next? Anybody? No? Okay, so we all understand how our thoughts, behaviors, and attitudes can affect our physical body. Perfect.
Yeah.
All right, so how do we see the body respond to mind-body connections or events or situations, right? So let's talk about some examples of that, Britt.
Yeah. So let me talk about the different nervous systems that we have. So we have the sympathetic nervous system, which is the fight, flight, freeze nervous system, which is something dangerous happens or something that seems dangerous happens. And we either want to fight it, or we want to run away, or we want to like freeze and pretend it's not there. When the sympathetic nervous system is engaged, what happens is that the heart rate increases. We have much longer inhalations. So our in-breath is much longer and bigger because we're building energy, getting ready to act. And then our blood moves into our arms and legs and leaves the torso. So, which is great if we're running away from a tiger, right? But if we are constantly in a state of stress, the fact that the blood is leaving the torso is what is causing digestion to not be healthy and does not work properly. When we're able to engage the parasympathetic nervous system, which is the rest and digest nervous system, then it's the opposite. The heart rate slows down. We have these long exhales, like just being able to release and feel relaxed. And then the blood moves away from the arms and the legs and into the torso so that we can digest our food properly and we have really good metabolism. So it's figuring out how to switch from the sympathetic nervous system, fight or flight, to the parasympathetic nervous system, rest and digest.
Anybody have any questions on that? So the parasympathetic part of the nervous system is where you want to be at. You don't want to be stuck in that other nervous system at all. You do not want to be stuck in the fight or flight. And that's what people are when they're stressed, always stuck there. So we all understand that, yes? Okay, awesome. So let's talk about the energy body and what are the chakras?
Okay, so we have a physical body, but we also have an energy body. And you can think of it as like your soul or your spirit. And the chakras are part of the energy body, and they're like organs for the energy body. So I like to explain it by talking about acupuncture. So if you think back like 50 years ago, acupuncture was considered kind of a weird thing that Western medicine didn't really recognize. But today, everybody, I think, in the Western world recognizes that acupuncture works. And we might even have acupuncturists in hospitals because we know that it works. It really helps. It can help with some particular health conditions or to help like lower blood pressure. There's all sorts of things that acupuncture can help with. But from a Western perspective, we still don't know why it works. So when the acupuncturist puts a needle on your skin, it's not touching a nerve or a particular muscle or a particular gland that can be seen or dissected, but somehow it works. So acupuncture has been around for about 5,000 years. It's part of traditional Chinese medicine. And the way that it works is that the needle is placed on an energy channel that is completely invisible. And the energy channels are called meridians. And so even though those cannot be seen, they can't be dissected, you cannot see them on an X-ray, we do know that acupuncture works. So the meridians are real. We just don't have machines that are sensitive enough to actually measure them and map them out yet. I believe that we are getting to a point in history where we will be able to measure meridians and energy channels. So this is in the Chinese system. In the yoga Indian system, the energy channels are called nadis. They're the exact same thing. They just have a different name because they come from different countries. And these energy channels, where they intersect, those are the chakras. So they're just places in the energy body where energy is concentrated because you have several energy channels crossing each other and intersecting. And the way that, to explain what Reiki is a type of distance energy healing where a Reiki healer can help to release blocks that are in the energy channels and can help to bring chakras, energy centers, into balance if they've gone out of balance. So I can give examples if you like.
So the meridians, right? And
yeah.
where in the chakras, stuff can actually get blocked.
Yes.
Energy can get blocked and then causes different issues.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Mean,
I believe.
Yeah,
no, go ahead, Britt.
No, I was going to say, the energy can get blocked and the chakras can go out of balance, but they can do so quite frequently. And then just through living our life, we can unblock those channels or we can bring the chakras back into balance. But sometimes, especially if we get into unhealthy habits over months, years, or decades, they kind of get stuck in that unhealthy situation. And then it might be helpful to speak to an energy healer who can help you to unblock them.
And what are some examples of these blocks that occur?
Sure. So, for example, if somebody has a really hard time setting healthy boundaries, so these are all emotional blocks, that because the energy body is connected to our emotions. So if somebody has a hard time setting healthy boundaries, that's a very specific chakra that is out of balance that needs to be brought back into balance. If somebody has a hard time feeling confident, that can be the solar plexus chakra that is out of balance. I see that a lot with my clients where they've accomplished so much in their life. And when you look at their resume, they've done all sorts of wonderful things. And they're definitely experts at what they do. And for some reason, they lack confidence. And it doesn't make any sense on paper why they would lack confidence. And invariably, I find that their solar plexus chakra is out of balance and it just needs to be brought back into balance.
Oh, okay. And then confidence flows through.
Yes. Yes. It's
awesome.
Pretty amazing how quickly that works. Yeah.
I've seen acupuncture, back to acupuncture real quick. I've seen people do acupuncture for allergies where Claritin wouldn't do anything. And the acupuncture actually worked. So I've seen it. And I thought it was the strangest thing.
Yeah, so the energy channel gets cleared and then the energy can flow through.
Okay, so chakras. Go ahead.
They did that to me when I had physical therapy. And they
what happened?
What was your experience?
It was good. It was good. I thought it worked great.
Yeah.
Got rid of the pain.
Isn't that amazing? That's great.
Yeah. I have they didn't really explain it or get into it, but I'm like, I don't care as long as it's gone.
Yeah.
Because I was never really a firm believer, because you really don't know until it happens and you experience it. But, I was shocked that they even had the means to do that. But there was a fellow in there that was good at it, at physical therapy, and he did it and it was fine. It didn't hurt or anything.
No. And it's like the pain is like a block, an energetic block.
Right,
And with the acupuncture, he was able to release the block, and then the pain disappears.
right. And they tried other things that didn't work first, but
Yeah.
then that did. So
I love
that's
that.
great.
Yeah.
Isn't that funny? It's almost like a spiritual massage, if you will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get that knot in the muscle and it gets massaged out, and you're good again.
Yeah.
All right. So chakras, I believe there's 7 chakras, correct? Or 7 main chakras anyway? You
Yeah.
want to kind of
7.
talk about that?
Sure. So 7 main chakras. Actually, I'm in my little yoga space, and that flag behind me represents the 7 main chakras. I just saw it in the screen. So the bottom chakra is called the root chakra, and it's at the bottom of the pelvis. That's the one that deals with feeling safe and having good relationships with people and setting healthy boundaries. So that's the one that needs to be addressed when relationship with others is an issue. The sacral chakra is in the belly, below the belly button. That's a chakra about enjoying life and having fun. And so often we take life so seriously and we forget to have fun. And that's often or we feel guilty for having fun, or we feel shame if we're not working all the time, that busy, busy, busy. That's an out of balance sacral chakra. The solar plexus chakra is the one about confidence and feeling powerful and feeling like you have agency over your life. The heart chakra is the one about love and compassion. But of course, it starts with self-love and self-compassion before you can extend it out to others. People who feel a lot of overwhelm and like they're running out of time, there's never enough time to do everything. That's an out of balance heart chakra. The throat chakra is about communication and expressing yourself. So sometimes people will they'll be really quiet, or they'll be told that they're really shy, but it's not really that they're shy. It's that they're afraid of speaking their truth and of being criticized. Maybe because something happened in their childhood or in their teenage years. That's often a throat chakra issue. And then the 6th chakra is the third eye. So that's in the center of the forehead. That one is the chakra of vision and wisdom and intuition, and just kind of like seeing patterns below the surface. And then the crown chakra at the top of the head, that's the one that connects to the universe.
Awesome. So when you find an issue with one of these chakras, in order to unblock it or make things the way they should be, or balanced, I should say, right? Are there certain things that you do to do that, or how does that occur? How do you fix the imbalance?
Yeah, so as a Reiki healer, I use Reiki. So Reiki is a type of distance energy healing.
Could you explain? I'm sorry. Could you
Yeah.
explain how that works? How the Reiki, how the Reiki energy healing works?
Yeah. So Reiki, the word Reiki means universal energy, and so it kind of sounds like Star Wars and the Force in Star Wars. It's the energy that binds the galaxies together and that connects the people and connects everything together. And in fact, I saw that there was an interview with George Lucas back in the 70s where he said that the Force is Reiki. So it's like, okay, that's where he got that idea. So it's this energy that binds everything together, that connects people together, that connects us to nature, and that connects the planets together and everything. And so it's an energy that is meant to just flow really smoothly. And because we're part of nature, part of the universe, it's the same energy that flows in our energy channels. It's the same energy that feeds the chakras. And so when one becomes an energy healer, or a Reiki healer, one learns how to shift that energy. And it's a certification process, and you get gifted the ability to move energy and to shift it even at a distance. So through Zoom, I know it sounds weird, but it works really well. And in fact, Reiki works over space and time. So you can actually use Reiki to heal something that happened in the past, or use Reiki to smooth out some energy for a scary situation in the future. So it's what I use it myself all the time, and it's still mysterious to me how it actually works, but I know that it does, and it's about, yeah, smoothing energy.
So that's one of the modalities that you utilize to balance the chakras. What else occurs?
So
what else happens? I'll let you continue. I'm sorry.
yeah, no, that's okay. And I also use meditation. So you can use meditation to balance your chakras. You can actually find these awesome meditations like on YouTube, where if you put in, if you think your solar plexus chakra is out of balance, you can Google search guided meditation for the solar plexus chakra, and you'll see a bunch of options. And these are guided meditations that help to bring specific chakras back into balance. And so I use those a lot with my clients. I'll make one up on the spot, or I'll record one and send it to a client. And because I'm a yoga teacher, I also like to use yoga to help move the energy as well. So for example, if somebody has an out of balance root chakra, that's the one about the boundaries and the relationships, a way to bring that one back into balance through movement is by doing lots of yoga lying down on the mat, and like moving the energy down towards the root chakra. Or if somebody feels a lot of overwhelm and their heart chakra is out of balance, then breathing exercises for them will really help to move the energy around the heart chakra. For the solar plexus, the one for the confidence, core work, engaging the inner core muscles will actually help to balance the solar plexus chakra, because the physical body and the energy are completely intertwined. And so you can move the physical body and impact the energy body.
Oh, interesting. And then you can in turn manipulate the energy to make the physical body feel a certain way.
Yes, you can do that as well. Yeah.
Awesome.
Fascinating.
So meditation for pretend like we don't know what meditation is or how to go about it. How would you explain it?
Yeah. So meditation is a way to calm your mind. Let me separate meditation and mindfulness. So mindfulness is a way of being truly present in the moment, and of being only doing one thing, not being distracted with lots of different things, but only doing one thing and being completely present. And mindfulness can be really great at lowering your stress level, where you are just focusing on one thing. You're not getting distracted with lots of noise around you. You can just be really, really focus your mind. And that part of mindfulness can be instantly calming. Meditation is more about either sitting. So usually we think of meditation as sitting still with the eyes closed and calming the mind. There is also walking meditation, where you walk around and you try to have a very clear mind as you walk around. But I think
with your eyes open.
With your eyes open. Yeah. It's interesting. So you're supposed to like clear your mind as you walk, so you're not like thinking about things, and you're not like listening to a podcast or anything. You're focused on only your steps and your breath. But that's a really beautiful way to meditate, to do a walking meditation or sitting meditation, where you just sit, you find a comfortable seated position where you soften your shoulders, you find balance in your hips, and then you just close your eyes and breathe and just feel really present. And that's a great way to feel calm and peaceful and just connect to your peace of mind.
I've often heard the definition of being present as we often, when we're just sitting there, we find ourselves, we're either thinking of something in the future that's going to happen, or we're thinking of something that had happened in the past. We're always thinking of future past. And the present is just being literally present in the moment of now. That's the way I've heard present be defined before. Is that accurate?
Yeah, I love that, because what happens is, yeah, if you're constantly time traveling, right, into the past or into the future, you're reliving the past. Either you miss the past because it was so great, or you're upset about things that happened in the past, or you worry about the future and what might happen. When you're able to be completely in the present, um, all worries disappear because nothing is happening in the present. And the simplest way to do that is to connect to your physical body, because your physical body is always in the present. So if you just
Like an anchor.
like an anchor, exactly, an anchor into mindfulness. So you can bring your awareness to your toes. And if you just like right now, and just bring your awareness to your toes, you know that you're present because your toes are in the present moment. You can't possibly be thinking of the past or the future. Or you can like think about your shoulders, connect to your physical body, think about your legs, or feel the top of your head. Feel your breath, taking a deep breath in and then letting it out. It's just that awareness of how your physical body is feeling in the moment is instantly a practice in mindfulness.
Awesome. I can say that I practice that while I work out, particularly when I'm working out with weights. I'm paying attention to my form. I'm paying attention to the muscle that I'm stressing, making sure that I'm going the right speed and everything else like that. So I'm actually being you have to be present in the moment. I'm not thinking of like what's going to happen, in the afternoon. I'm not thinking about what's happened in the past, the last workout. I'm thinking of like right now, what's going on right now. So I actually do practice that while working out.
Absolutely. I have two kids. So my oldest is a musician. And when he's playing music, when he's playing guitar, or he's on the keyboards or on the drum set, he's completely present and doing nothing else. And it's almost like he gets into this flow of
The zone, I call it. I call it the zone.
Yeah, he gets into a zone of like being playing his music. And that's mindfulness. And then my other son, he's a kickboxer. And when he does kickboxing, he has to be really present. He can't be distracted by other things or thinking about homework. He has to be really present, just like with you working out at the gym. And so those are mindfulness practices of just being completely in the zone, being completely present. A little different from meditation, but just as calming and just as helpful in releasing stress.
Yeah. Being mindful and being present in the moment definitely helps me focus a lot clearer.
Yeah.
A lot clearer. That's one of the reasons I, wanted to meditate before this. So before going, onto a recording, what have you, just to be present in the moment, because I was doing all these other things before. It's kind of like a buffer, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of treat it as.
Yeah. It's a great way to start the day, to just take 5 minutes. I think people sometimes get intimidated by meditation because they think, if I can't sit for 20 minutes, it's not even worth doing. But that's not true. You could just sit on your couch for 5 minutes and do nothing. Just stare off into space. And that can count, as long as you do it with awareness and you're not thinking of your grocery list as you do it. You truly are just calming your mind and thinking of nothing, and just giving yourself, it's like you give yourself this gift of silence and stillness, and like a buffer, like you say, where you're making space between activities so that the activities become much more focused once you're looking at them.
Awesome. Does anybody have any questions on anything so far?
Nope.
What I talked about, pretty straightforward, right? Britt, you had told me before, you had told this to me before, and I wanted you to kind of, tell it for them too, as far as meditation, an example of it, as far as like the glass of water, muddy water, that sort of thing. You want to kind of go through that real quick?
Yeah, sure. It's a way of visualizing meditation. So you imagine a crystal glass, and it is filled with muddy water. And you're going to place the crystal glass filled with muddy water on a table. And then you're going to wait for the mud to sink down to the bottom of the glass, so that you only have clear, beautiful water at the top. So you're going to have very distinct layers of the mud at the bottom and the water at the top. And the time that you have to sit and wait for the mud to separate, that's the meditation practice. That's what is happening to your mind. So all the distractions, all the stress are the mud, and they're sinking down. And then your clear, beautiful, peaceful mind is the water at the top. So it takes time. So when you place the glass on a table, it's not going to instantly shift into 2 layers. It'll take a little bit of time for the mud to sink down. And that's why meditation takes a few minutes. And yeah, it doesn't happen instantly, but it's really worth it, because then you can separate the stress from your peaceful mind.
Awesome. Thank you for that. Does anybody here meditate to any degree?
I do.
Karen?
Yeah.
Karen,
What is your practice?
I'm sorry.
Can you describe how you meditate? What your practice is?
So yeah, I just go within, and whatever has happened during the day, I thank it, and I make peace with it, what good or bad, right? And I just center myself, and I'm in the zone, I guess. It's
Nice.
yeah.
Nice.
So
Do you
But
do
I-
this? Do you do
But-
it at the end of the day?
I do it at the end of the day, and I actually do it in the morning before I get out of bed. I just take that extra 5 minutes
Mhm.
where I'm like, I'm not sleeping. I just wake up and I just, okay, bless myself for the day and just go on. But it helps. It helps a lot to stay centered and stay on task throughout the day.
I love that. That's great. Yeah, that's beautiful.
I can definitely, when I usually meditate for 10 minutes in the morning. I have a guided meditation I've been listening to forever. And if I do it consistently, then I don't do it, I could definitely tell throughout the day. I could tell the difference. It's the weirdest thing. And then throughout the day, if something happens very stressful, or it's just really busy or crazy, and I need to get back to the present, so so this world stops spinning, if you will, I'll just take 5 minutes, just 5 minutes even, and just sit there. And then all of a sudden, you just go throughout the rest of the day, and you're good. You're recentered, if you will. It works.
I sometimes do
don't-
it when while I'm driving to my next appointment. I mean, obviously not closing my eyes, but just, just practice the breathing part of meditation, just with your breath. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, I love that. That's great.
No, you're good.
So, yeah, sometimes driving to your next appointment by just doing those breath exercises can help balance too.
Yeah.
Definitely. And then even back to working out again, right? Even in between my sets that I do, I'll sit there and I'll just be present in the moment. And it's once the timer goes off, it's like I'm back again, and I just go and do what I need to do. In between the sets, I even meditate, even usually work out from home. But even when I work out at the gym, I'll do the same thing. I just find myself just staring off into just being present in between. Then my timer goes off and I get back to work.
Yeah.
But it definitely helps. It definitely helps big time. I have not tried Reiki yet, though, Reiki energy healing yet, but it's on my list. It's on my list.
So I think you're following me on Instagram, and I shared a free Reiki healing on my page. So if you want to check it out.
Yeah, I'm going to put your stuff in the chat right now, too.
Yeah.
Just so you guys know, I'm going to put in the chat. I was going to tell you guys after anyway, but she has an Instagram account, which is Awesome 5D Manifesting. And then, of course, her website. And if you do go to her website, click on the link, you can sign up for a newsletter. And then I have the actual link to the actual newsletter, too, there in the chat as well for her. So, but yeah, tell us about some of the stuff that you've done on Instagram.
Yeah, so 5D Manifesting is like, it's a private Instagram account. So I talk about meditation, I talk about stress relief, I talk about the chakras, I talk about Reiki. So last week I shared a free Reiki healing for anybody who wanted to tune in. It's saved on my feed, so you can just watch it whenever you like. Yeah, I think next week I might talk some more about Reiki. I think the following week I might talk about journaling and how journaling can be part of a mindfulness practice. I talk about yoga, meditation, all these subjects that fascinate me. I just talk about them in my Instagram account.
Awesome. So again, you use all three modalities of meditation, yoga, and Reiki energy healing to balance people.
Yes, yeah.
Awesome.
That we align body, mind, and spirit. That way I find that I get the best success with my clients when they're open to looking at all three modalities so that they feel good in their body, their mind is calm, and their energy is clear.
Awesome. Perfect. And then the newsletter, how often does that come out?
It comes out every Sunday morning. And yeah, it's more about yoga, meditation, Reiki, the chakras, energy, you know, all these topics that I love. I just write a little newsletter every Sunday morning.
Awesome. Awesome. So does anybody have any questions before we leave? No, no questions. All right. All right. Well,
Thank you so much.
Anything else, Britt, that you wanted to mention?
No, I don't think so.
No, you
I just
talked about a lot. It helps. Go ahead.
Yeah, I know. Just don't be intimidated by mindfulness or meditation. It doesn't have to be a big deal. It doesn't have to be a big production. Just giving yourself a gift of 5 minutes of silence will change your whole day and your whole outlook. So it doesn't have to be something intimidating. It can be something really easy and just a part of your everyday life.
It doesn't hurt to try.
Yep.
Exactly.
It will
Perfect.
Thank
All
you
right,
for the
well,
knowledge.
Great. Thank you. Thank you for
Yes,
being here.
thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so
thanks,
much.
Britt. All right, so that's it for this evening. Please let people in your circle know about this private Facebook group. I'd really appreciate it. So if you have any further questions about Reiki, yoga, or meditation, you know where to find me, but more importantly, you know where to find Britt. You can find her at brittchemlajones.com, and you can even sign up for a newsletter there, like I said, and she's also on Instagram, like we talked about, and you can find her by searching for 5D Manifesting, or you could just go over to the chat and everything's there now. But I'm going to also post it when I post this video in the group. I'll go ahead and post her website, newsletter link, as well as her link to her private Instagram account as well. That way you can find it there too. So thanks again, everybody, for joining us. Again, I'm Coach FitPro J, your diet-free fat loss specialist. I've been there, done that. And now I help entrepreneurs and professionals turn their mom and dad bods into, oh my God, bods, without overwhelm, by keeping it simple, keeping it moving, and keeping it real. Have an awesome week. See you guys.
You too. Bye.
Bye.